Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoyim la Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rechah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth, and just want to take the water to all the Akim and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. This is Shah Hanan Nawaf, just coming at you with another quick lesson. I'm praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And I wanted to touch on this redacted show where this, they had this pilot on, right? That, he took them things, he rolled them sleeves up, took the thing, it fucked him up. So, of course he can't fly anymore. But they was kind of talking about how it's basically pilots out here that's actually flying, with that thing. And the same thing that happened to him could happen to them because it just hit him while he was at the crib. And, he had to go to the hospital, whatever. He had to regain his, how to walk again and all kinds of silly shit. So I'm not going to, go too hard about it. This is not medical information. It's just a story. And I don't know how they get away with, the type of shit they be putting on the tube. Because when we talk, man, I lost I lost maybe fucking 10 channels, man, around the time that this came out and we was reporting on it. 10 channels, man, within a year, 2 years or so. You know what I'm saying? So, and not long ago, I got a strike, on some shit. So now, here we go. All of a sudden, they're kind of speaking on this thing, and they know the truths of it, but still they won't allow us, the men of the Lord, to speak on it from the Bible level. They'll let everybody else kind of talk their shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to us, they want to, throw them strikes at us and, take down our channels. But anyway, this is for educational purposes only. I just want to play a little bit of what this guy's saying. And, hey, just a quick little reminder, hey, man, don't, never trust thine enemy. This is what we were saying all along, man, and you had some camps that was out here teaching that. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? There's a few camps. ISUPK, I remember them. IUIC, I think they, supposedly, I'm not sure what they really passed away from, so to speak, but supposedly 20 or so of their members ended up, being deleted. I do remember seeing the lady, she was like a nurse or something. She wanted to keep her job, and she was asking the Bishop Nathaniel from IUIC, should she, do that thing, and he pretty much was, he recommended it to her that, pretty much, yeah, he didn't tell her a direct no, no, he should have been look, no, fuck that, man, go get another job somewhere else, like how the apostles was telling us, and none of us took that shit. And I know when I was at the, matter of fact, at the plantation I went today, and the people that, I don't even hang around them unless I really have to deal with them. I can go a couple of weeks and they won't even see me because, we kind of have two separate type of assignments. So if I have to help them out, that's the only time I see them, which is rare, but they took that shit. And I know the one chick, she was like, they made me do it. I'm like, no the fuck they didn't, and I'm telling her I didn't take it. Wow, how did you not take it? I'm like, shit, I put in for a religious exemption. I still got that shit right now too in my email where I shot it through, they put me through a couple of little things, and then, man, I prayed to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. I filled out the paperwork as far as, and it was like a PDF file or whatever, they doing everything electronically now, which that's what they're gonna pretty much land all this shit on anyway, some fucking digital implants in your ass. But everything was sent through PDF file type of deal, and I I put down the scriptures. I let them know certain things, what I'm saying, that why I couldn't take the shit, and it was up in the air from there, because I prayed to the Lord. I'm like, well, if the Lord want me to have this job, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna have it, and if not, fuck them, I'm gonna leave. I'm not taking, I'm not doing none of that shit, man. So let's play a little bit of the video. Matter of fact, let's grab the scripture real quick, and then we'll play some of the video. Let's get this one in the Apocrypha real fast. Gonna be a quick one. I'm outside now. I plugged my phone up. Only had Got them at 8%. So I'm good right now. I'm good right now. All right, but let's get we already in there. Ecclesiasticus 12:10. And it reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And the problem with Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is you think that these so-called white people are your friends, and they're not. Because guess what? Who did they push that on first? Who did they push it on first? Who did they? As a matter of fact, it goes on to say, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. So this is a direct commandment from the Lord, saying, hey, look both ways before you cross the street. So to speak. That's a commandment from the Lord, to watch your enemies, because they will humble themselves and go crouching. And what was they doing? They was offering Jake all kinds of damn incentives. You can get a free Big Mac meal. You can get a free, you know what I'm saying, Dunkin' Donuts and fucking Krispy Kremes. I remember them. All the cannabis shops was offering free a free gram or a free joint or some bullshit. They was offering free NBA tickets, all kinds of stuff. I remember that, man. And people was going for it. With the little sticker on their shirt, like how they done when they went to vote. I voted. And they had the little stickers there, little sticker on their shirt and shit. Like, yeah, I got mine, type of deal. But they was offering it to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans first. Because they was saying what? You were more proportionately capable, basically, of catching that thing. You, out of all people, right? And see, Jake really didn't go for it like that, because, they started coming back with the, we don't trust, remember what happened with, I think the Tuskegee experiments and shit like that. And Jake was skeptical, especially this younger generation. A lot of the older generation, they went out there and they just went on and just done what Master said. But a lot of the younger generation, they didn't. But a lot of Jake went out and took that shit to keep them jobs, man. And you just had a lady, she just won, I think, damn near $13 million because she got fired. I think she was she worked at a Catholic church or something like that. And because of her so-called religious beliefs, they ended up firing her, but she won $13 million. Something like that, a little over $12 million. Anyway, though, let's finish this up. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rest had not been altogether wiped away. Which means, hey, he's gonna eventually show you them horns, man. That's Esau in a nutshell, man. He gonna show you. It never fails, too. And being in this truth, I've been seeing it more and more, man. And it builds your faith because you actually see the scriptures coming to pass, man. You can tell, hey, Esau don't have his own people. He don't have his own people's best interest in mind, man. So he's not thinking about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Look at how they go to the African continents over there and they be dealing with them Hamites. Them so-called the darker people that's over there, which are so-called Africans. And we're not Africans, we're a different race of people. But they try and lump us all up in this lump sum, or we the whole continent of fucking Africa. You see? But he was out here, he was trying to push that shit on us, man. And a lot of Jake went for it because why? They didn't want to lose those little plant jobs, little $30, $40 an hour jobs, $25, I got babies to take care of, my kids got to eat, instead of having faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because the scripture says to trust in the Lord, man. Don't lean to your own understanding. The Lord said, my servant shall eat. And that's what we're relying on. And I'm going to kick back on, that Isaiah 33:6. You have to, really, really remember that the Lord is going to, do what he said he's going to do. And that's the problem with our people. They don't believe in the Lord. They don't believe in his words. They don't believe that everything that he says is going to come to pass. They don't get it. But anyway, let's play a little bit of the video. I'm going to jump a little bit here and there. But I just want you to just see this guy, man. He trusted in that bullshit. And now he's basically out here just, getting this little disability check or whatever he's, his wife had to quit her job to take care of his ass. They had to move out of their regular home, you know what I'm saying, to go somewhere cheaper. See? So he's giving a rundown. I'm not going to go through it all, but this is redacted. You can go through it and check it out yourself. As you can see the title here, they forced this pilot to take, you know what, and it ruined his, it ruined his career. He's done, because you can't. He's not balanced. You have to learn how to walk. Oh, all kinds of shit. Like, you ain't about to let you fly no plane like that. But basically, what he's saying is there are other pilots that's out here flying that took that thing, and these motherfuckers could crash a damn plane on your way. And a lot of people about to get out here and get to flying for these holidays, man. So even a warning with that. You Jake, man, y'all going and y'all celebrating these holidays and you popping up at Big Mama in them house for some goddamn turkey and ham. And you just never know, man. The Lord might judge your ass, a whole plane full of you. But anyway, let's play a little bit.
One of the greatest cover-ups in modern American history is what is happening to our pilots. Those pilots who take us safely from point A to point B, our commercial pilots, and our military pilots who protect our country. Because of vaccine mandates, the enormous amount of vaccine injuries is being covered up. It's being hidden. The mandates that were put in place by commercial airlines has been absolutely devastating. We here at Redacted have heard from many, many pilots who've told us that they are the recipient of vaccines and vaccine injuries, which has grounded them and their ability to fly. And joining me now is one of those individuals, Tim McAdams, who flew for Airbus in their helicopter division, flying commercially in their helicopter division, following a vaccine mandate put in place by Airbus, a mandate that he didn't want to comply with in order to take this vaccine, ended up with a vaccine injury that has grounded him for 3 years. Tim is just one of many voices in America, and I believe one of the greatest cover-ups in America right now. Tim joins us now. Tim, great to see you, and thank you for joining us here on Redacted.
Well, thank you, Clint, for having me.
And thank you for your bravery, by the way. I put out a call on social media asking for pilots who were brave, who to come forward, who had suffered vaccine injuries. And that's how we were able to connect. Why don't you take me back and just give our audience your story here and how this all unfolded for you at Airbus?
So what happened was, I guess it was early 2020. I was traveling back and forth to Europe for work and getting tested, going into the United States, coming out of the United States. And I was a very healthy individual.
Tested for COVID.
Yes.
COVID.
And I was a very healthy individual. Probably worked out 5-6 times a week, watched what I ate, did not drink, didn't smoke. And so to me, I was just taking reasonable precautions and didn't want or think I would need the vaccine. It wasn't until Airbus mandated it or get fired, which I found out from a guy, Captain Saliba, I think is who you've interviewed before, that is against the law, specifically 91.11, which prohibits people from interfering with crew members, and then any crew member, including pilots, or intimidating them, which is what Airbus did. And so I reluctantly took the vaccine because I didn't want to lose my job. And then
look at the difference in this guy, man. Like, look, they showing the guy that he's working out 5-6 times a week. Looking pretty in shape. He goes from that to what you seeing him talking like now, man. That shit is crazy, bro.
3 weeks later, I had 2 very rare cerebellum strokes. I ended up in the hospital for 80 days. And then I had to go to rehab to learn how to walk, swallow, talk, and so on. And then after, it's funny, because then after I was released from that, I caught COVID for the first time. So I got COVID at home, and it's been a slow recovery. Now, I'll never be able to fly again, but it's been 3 years, and I'm slowly getting some of my functions back. My biggest issue right now is balance.
Ever seen a military monocular lens?
Slocky for that, but you get the point, you know. You get the point. And there's a lot of people. Look at all those people that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a lot of youngsters on the basketball court, tennis court, fucking, you know, whatever court. Best shape of their lives, man. Just dropping. And again, you know, this is not medical information, you know what I'm saying? But let's get another one. Because basically, the reason why he done it was for his livelihood. That's how Esau came at him, you know, with that mandate. And they're going to do the same thing with this right here. And this is why the apostles have been going off into this all this week. And being, I mean, it's every other week. I mean, you know, strong coming from GMS, you know what I'm saying? Great Millstone. They're going into this strong as far as this is a major prophecy that's going to come to pass, and a lot of people are going to fall for it because they're going to mandate it. And they're going to mandate it through your livelihood. They're going to basically say, well, hey, you want to eat, you want to drink, you want to pay your bills, you want to continue living life. You're going to have to come through, and you're going to have to, you know, take this other thing. So they got all the data, you know, and it's kind of surprising that, you know, Trump being elected, and he was talking as if he wasn't with all this digital shit before. Now, all of a sudden, he's with all this digital shit. He's with the cryptocurrency now. He's with the CBDC shit now. He's with, of course, he has brought in Elon Musk and made up a whole nother department for that clown, man. And you know what he's into? He's into, you know, that neuro, that link. So, hey, this man could very well bring this thing into fruition within his first fucking month of being in the office, man. You just never know. But Romans, Salakia, Revelations 13, Salakia, and 16. And I want to get verse 17 as well. Let's put a highlight on those. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And that's going off into that implant, man. That micro implant into people. The new digital currency. Because people are already accustomed to using especially this newer generation, they're more accustomed to using their phones to tap and pay for shit. You know, Cash App, Zelle, all these different digital pay platforms or whatever that you can use or whatever now. You know, older people, they still kind of whipping. They'll whip out some cash on you, you know what I'm saying? Pay for their little products, whatever, when they at the store or whatever. But overall, this newer generation, and I, you know, me speaking as a man, I think they was pretty much kind of trying to knock off a lot of them older people, man, with that shit. Because a lot of those older people, matter of fact, they was promoting it to them as well. They were the one, matter of fact, right now, in this season that's coming up right now, you know, with the, you know, they call it it's a few different jump shots they want you to get. All of them at one time, too. And that one girl that ended up, she took some, she just needed, it was a surgery that she needed, but they told her she needed these jump shots beforehand, and it had her ass out here looking like the Wicked Witch of the East, man. You know, her face and shit was all red and bruised up, and she was looking she went from being actually a very attractive lady to looking like a goddamn monster, man. Right? So it's very important to know to not trust this man when he comes with that next move. Because we was believing that was a test. That was the tester to see who was going to comply, who wasn't going to comply. They got all the data. You know, everybody was typing shit. Everybody was typing their life away. Everybody was doing little TikToks and just on all these social media platforms. And so they know your mindset. They know your thoughts. They probably, was putting a damn red checker flag on every damn post you posted up, and they know the people that's with it and not. But they're gonna use your livelihood to actually have you come through and comply, man. And that's where, you know, let's get as I quoted this one. And this is very serious, man. Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So this wisdom, this knowledge is going to be the stability of our times, man. These words of Yahweh. Because he said to trust on him. That's exactly what I done when I done my little exemption. I put it in and, you know, I left it in the Lord's hand. I was fully confident too. Matter of fact, you know, people was calling me about, you know, what scriptures could they use. And these was niggas that weren't even into the Bible like that, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew what was up because I had been telling them before. And then when everything jumped off, and all of a sudden you need a way to try and keep your job. They didn't want to take it because they believed what I was telling them. But they didn't really believe in the scriptures, man. And that's how a lot of people going to be. They're just going to cave, man. So we want this wisdom and this knowledge to be the stability of our times. Not the results as far as like the other people. Because, you know, my mom, I remember her calling me about my sisters. You know what I'm saying? And this, and this. You know, how can I get you know, send me some scriptures where I can try and do one too. I sent it. But now whether or not it worked out for them, I never even find out because I ain't even want to know like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, overall, that's when Jake start to get to paying attention when shit gets serious. So when things get to flying down the pipe, because Jake know, it's not like people don't know about this, you know, this MOTB that's to come. They know about it. They know about it. But when it really comes, that's when they going to be like, for real, we're there. See, right now, they just, whatever. You niggas, you know, whatever. Y'all need to just, you know, all you do is read that Bible. All right, we're going to see, man. But now this is Revelations 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying, let me put a little highlight on that too. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark on their forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, Yahweh. That's the true name of the Father, Yahweh, which means he exists or the existing one. And the true name of his son is Yahweh Shai, which means he's the savior or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And you know, when you drinking, you know, some people like to put a little something in a drink, you know, to kind of calm the drink down. You know, they don't want to take that straight shot. That hit you in the chest shot. They want to, you know, add a little juice to it, a little Coca-Cola or whatever the fuck, you know, a little whatever. No, this right here is saying, you know, it's gonna be without mixture. You're gonna take that shot. You're gonna drink of this cup, man. It says, which is poured out without mixture. Let's start it from the top again. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which are going to be totally destroyed, basically. That's it. You're either going to, you know, lead this planet like how some of these people have that took that shit, or, and that was actually, I would have to say, somewhat of some mercy, but if your ass is still here, or you're going to, you know, you're going to most definitely catch the missiles, man. You're going to die in that nuclear fire. And all these countries been talking about right now, because they're having little summits right now before, you know, Trump comes into office. All these little different, they doing military drills and all this little shit. And basically all these countries are focused on nuclear might, getting their nuclear arsenal up. Why you think they doing that? The Lord has actually got them doing that, actually, because America's going to be torched. Now this is Revelation 16:2. Put a highlight on that one too. It says, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. And I'm bringing out these scriptures because this man, when he done what he done it because of his livelihood. He straight said it. He was like, shit, he needed to work, he needed the money, he needed to survive. And you can see how clearly, man, this is two totally different people. This guy shouldn't be looking like that. Nobody transitions like that within 2 years, man, 3 years. Not like that. Not if you're working out 5-6 times a week. You know what I'm saying? You don't smoke, you don't drink. You see what they had to do to this guy? Matter of fact, let's continue. Let's play it. Let's play it again. Let's see here.
Ever seen a military monocular lens that can zoom in on objects miles away? You're about to.
Slacky, there you go.
So I can lose my balance if I turn my head too fast, or about once a day. I just get dizzy, and so I'm working on that right now.
So 2 cerebellum strokes that left you paralyzed. You were in bed, unable to walk.
2 cerebellum strokes, bro. A lot of people was having some difficulties, man. Those stories is coming out, but guess what? They was scrubbing them bitches. They was trying to keep them bitches offline. And still to this day, you know what I'm saying, they still go hard about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to do this video the way that I'm doing it. And again, this is not medical information. You know, I'm playing a video and reacting to it, so to speak, you know, but nah, man, we're not to trust our enemies, man. We're not to trust our enemies. Because if you go along with this man, you're going to be going against the Lord. It's that simple. So you're going to have to make a choice. And we're definitely in the last of days, man. You know, it's so much information that's coming out right now that, you know, where the Lord talked about wars, rumors of wars. Because the disciples asked the Lord what would be happening in the end days. He gave a whole rundown. Matter of fact, let's just go to that real quick. And these things are happening on a day-to-day basis. That's how we know the scriptures are real. Okay, Matthew 24. Let me get all these. I need to throw a little highlight on this baby. Bear with me real quick here. Okay, so this is verse 3. Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And it's not talking about the end of the planet. The whole damn planet is not about to blow up, man. You know, this is talking about the end of an age, the end of a society, the end of a kingdom, which is Esau Edom. This is his kingdom, the so-called white man. He's the one that's pushing all these wars. He's the one that's, you know, he's got his FBI, FDAs, and CIAs, and all these goddamn alphabets running throughout the earth, and they're just running through shit, and they're, you know, just running the people. The elite of them, anyway. You know, they're just, you know, telling the whole earth what to do, and people have to comply through this man's laws. Right? So verse 4, it says, Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. So that's a commandment from the Lord. Don't let nobody deceive you and fool you into thinking any of this shit is right. You better be believing on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. He says, For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed one, or Christ, they say. We say Mashiach, the anointed one, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear wars, rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's all you're hearing on TV is wars, rumors of wars. Now, with Trump becoming the new thing, all these countries are trying to align themselves. You know, they're just trying to, you know, they're making moves. They're making adjustments because they know this motherfucker is unpredictable as hell. They don't know what he's really going to do when he comes in there. All they know is the talks that he, you know, done said, as far as, like, you know, all these little places he's been traveling about while getting damn shot at and all this other shit. And, you know, and they're analyzing things from that standpoint. But they really don't know what this man is going to do. So they're pretty much just like, oh, well, we'll wait. You know, we won't have no choice, but they're making adjustments. And all these countries, or what are they doing? Spending money on military war, on military might. They're spending money on, new nuclear capability. They ain't talking about regular shit. All these countries are investing into new nuclear shit, man. That's what they're talking about. So we're talking about nuclear fervent heat, man. That's gonna come to this place, man. Right? So verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So these things are happening. And one thing also that the Lord spoke of right here in verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. That's the reason why you're seeing all these cold-blooded ass, and people don't even care no more. People be listening to stories and be like, damn, that's fucked up, and they'll keep moving. It don't even hit them in a mindset or in a lob or their heart that, damn, that's really, it brings a real true sadness to them. It don't. They kind of giggle at the shit and keep moving. Kids being murked and knocked off and deleted, and they don't care, man. Old people, it's just, the love of many is waxing cold. People getting, done up by their own family members within their households who they're supposed to trust in a cold ass way. It's people being dismembered. You never heard of so many people being dismembered. Motherfuckers is dismembering mothers and and throwing them on barbecue grills, really cooking them, literally. These are stories, man. So these are things that the Lord spoke of. And then also, when you go into 2 Timothy, so this is how close we know we are, man, to the Lord's coming. 2 Timothy 3:1. Let me get this too. It says, this know also that the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. And this is your average person that you run across all day long. They got some of these, all the people that you come across on a day-to-day basis all day long, they got at least 4 to 5 of these traits. Possibly even all of them. And that's from your children, your women, your grandmothers. Nobody really cares, man. It's that without natural affection, man. Traitors, heady, high-minded. They're unthankful. They're disobedient to parents. You can't tell me we're not living in these times. It says in verse 1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And you're about to start to see some real great afflictions out here too, man. And we'll see if Trump is actually going to make it to inauguration. Who knows? They might knock that nigga off. Who gives a shit? But anyway, we'll see. We don't know the actual details, but we know that the Lord has given us a time stamp or a time period, or he's given us a measuring stick to basically know what's about to jump off or what's about to pop. And you can actually get that in, I went into this earlier today, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, because he said to measure the times diligently. You measure the times through the scriptures and what you see going on around you. 2nd Esdras 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And he's visiting this world, man, through a lot of channels, man. A lot of spirits of vengeance are out here because he created spirits for vengeance. According to, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 39:28, all those spirits of vengeance. That's why you're starting to see people get that business or getting deleted in the worst ways out here. That's a way that he's visiting this earth too. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So the Lord is visiting this place, man, and he's sending out the warnings to our people. And if you don't take heed, it's going to be all on you. Because you're not going to have a cloak because the scriptures is coming out. Romans 13 and 11 and verse 12. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. So this is the time period that we're in. You notice it just keeps saying, talking about time. Measure thou the time diligently. In the end days, perilous time shall come. You know, it said, and that knowing the time, because we can see the times, man. This place is getting rough. It's getting rougher and rougher by the day, man. And the Lord is not holding them up. And now what's about to start happening is these things are start happening in big bulk numbers. Big bulk numbers, you know what I'm saying? Like that flood in Venezuela, you know, where those damn near 300 or so people damn near, you know, ended up getting swept away. You know, these earthquakes where the Lord is really, you know, taking people out in great numbers. But it's gonna get a lot worse than that. The numbers are gonna get a lot larger than that. You're gonna start to see people, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 40, 50,000, 60,000. Hell, you know, 100, 200,000 people. You know what I'm saying? You just never know how the Lord gonna get down on it, man. But he's gonna turn up though. So right now, our people have the opportunity to repent, and that's what you should be doing. Repent to the Father Yahweh in the name of his son Yahushua. Because see, shit like this right here, they gonna come with something else. And mainly the that MOTB, we call it the MOTB. I call it the mark of the beauty and the beast. You know that that Neuralink. They want to implant you, man. And there are gonna be some people that's gonna, you know, hey, shit, man, they're gonna get that business for refusing. And if we have to go that far, then we just have to do it. Because what did the Lord say? I'll get let me get one more. You know, end out here. Salak Yeharatazah. That Revelation 2 and 10. Because matter of fact, in Matthew 24, it talks about how even in that chapter where the Lord was giving a rundown, when the disciples was asking them what was going to be happening in the end days, he told them that, you know what I'm saying, some of us will be thrown into prison. You know? Now this is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So this is the mindset and attitude that we have to have. That no matter what, you know, the great reward is on the other side. We have to look beyond this place. But we're trusting in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're trusting in the one that created everything that these people are even talking about. He created their conversation. He created their brain, man. He created their eyes, ears, their damn lungs, hearts, you know, and everything that you can see around you. So why not trust on him? He's the one that's in control. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for that endurance, man, in these last days. Because this guy, he went from working out from 5 to 6 times a week, healthy as shit. Took that shit and had, and he's out here looking like damn near looking like Stephen Hawkins, man, in that motherfucking wheelchair, looking crazy as hell. And I'm willing to bet you he wish he had never done that. But guess what? The Lord didn't give him that mindset. Because overall, I think he's a Edomite. He could, you know, Israelites look like him. You know, there's some Israelites out here that look like this guy. It's not a skin color thing. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? He didn't trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He trusted in himself, his own carnal abilities, and the Lord took that shit from him. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Kwame Sha'Allah and a Bible ball.